Hello, my lovely audience. Welcome to another video. Anyway, let's get right on with the what if. So, we start our wonderful little story off with, as you can probably tell, I was being a little bit sarcastic since, things are gonna be a bit spiky at the beginning, a bit rocky. No pun intended, since necrozma is essentially just a mass of black quartz. But we start off with a hero by the name of Solar Flare, busy dealing with a particularly tricky villain. You see, this villain, he, had a very intricate-looking bird mask on his head, and, a pair of, and everything he seemed to touch would deconstruct and reconstruct in the way he wanted it to. Very difficult to deal with Quark since he kept on making a lot of weaponry. This hero by the name of Solar Flare, I believe I already said that, went ahead with a last-ditch effort to get this villain down. In case you don't know who the villain is, have you watched, the eerie, arc? Because, how, but, yeah, the hero would blow himself up, creating a massive, swell of light, destroying everything in its path, and all that would be left would be a black quartz. The villain would have been able to barely save himself from being killed by creating a barrier, but he was very wounded. Several dozen burn marks covering his body. He would believe he had won until a piece of the black quartz begins moving to other bits. The villain would take a fighting stance, but the quartz didn't seem to be after him, but much rather another individual who had came to check out the fight. The psychic hero, I'll just be naming telekinetic, a woman with green hair, green eyes, and, you can probably guess who it is. As a piece of the quartz would stab into her stomach, beginning to drain her of all her stamina and energy, using that to piece itself back together. And when it was done, and the hero had fallen to the ground, and more needed to come, the black quartz did it again and again, using the white spikes on the back of its hands to do it. As when the heroes finally managed to get everyone out of there, a small child made out of a black quartz. Sorry, this is not very much so what he looks like. Just showing you this because, this is the closest thing I can get. There's a surprisingly small amount of art when it comes to legendaries. I mean, come on. You can find hundreds of different piles of art, of humanoid art of a Wooloo, but you can't find any for necrozma, who has been there for for way longer. You can't find any art for necrozma or Zekrom or any legendary, at least none of the cute ones. What's with these people? I found like 50 different Cosmog pictures. How come Cosmog gets so much art, yet Circuleo and New Lana, and, Necrozma get nothing? They're from the same generation. I wasn't even looking for Cosmog art. Pardon that little outburst. But what would be left would be a child, relatively small, with pitch black hair, and, well, an odd kind of eyes, to say the least, and, well, the child would have spikes of a black quartz jutting out of him. He seemed to have an odd attraction to light and would constantly be moving to where the sun would be, as it would take a long time for the villain to regain his ability to stand up because of the injuries he sustained, and he could not exactly move his arms that well. When he eventually does manage to repair himself, the sun has already been setting, and the child appeared to be walking in that direction. The man would stop the child and simply say, "You seem to have a pretty nice quirk there, don't you? Why didn't you come work for me? I'll give you all the light and electricity you need." The child would stop, turn to him, not saying a word, and just bend over in a kneeling position. Wow, that was actually that was surprisingly easy. Okay, it's been 6 minutes. The man would pick up the child, and we would do a bit of a time skip. In case you don't know who the child is, Deku. Now, yeah, we do a bit of a time skip. And then, well, two kids, siblings, would come into Overhaul's care through a similar means as Eerie, aka him purchasing them from their parents. Sick bastards. First kid would be a girl. Apologies if you don't like the fact that I have a lot of, well, that I kind of only have pictures of them as females, because, once again, the fan art is so limited that, pace yourself. The fan art is so limited that I can really only get, well, these. Why is there so much Darkrai art? I mean, I get he's cool, but still. Come on. First one would be a girl named... Give me a second. It's recording. Okay. First one would be named Tayo. Yes, I know it's Japanese for sun. I just used Google. I'm not fluent in Japan. Tayo would have come into Overhaul's hands because her quirk would have activated, resulting in her producing, well, accidentally burning down her entire neighborhood. Suki, which is how you spell the Japanese word for sun, but ski, but how you pronounce it is something like ski. I can't remember, even though I googled it 5 seconds ago. But ski. I'm not saying that. Suki sounds way better. The second one would be named Suki, and would be the sibling of Tayo. You can also go off this one if you want, but this one's closer to this one, so... Suki would have activated her quirk the same night as Tayo. She would have accidentally, drained the life out of someone by activating her quirk. And then she proceeded to blind about 2 people with the power of moonlight, and Suki here... No, Tayo would have also blinded a lot more people and burnt them alive. This is Suki, this is Tayo. Remember that. I only just came into these words like 5 seconds ago. Like a minute ago, so sorry. So, Overhaul, yes. I mean, how this was like obvious. In case you're wondering, yeah, weird. Weird that I've done like a few what ifs now that involve Overhaul. I don't know why. I don't know why, I just feel like it. But, yes, and of course, Deku being Deku would make friends with them, and they would actually end up becoming pretty decent friends. And Deku would try and use his quirk on them. He would first do it on Tayo, resulting in... It would result in what you see at the bottom. The reason I'm using this picture is because it showcases both the necrozma forms. It would showcase this nightmare creature. Then, once he was done, he would fuse with Suki, resulting in this monstrosity. After they were done, they tried all three, and yeah, you can guess who's gonna help cause the apocalypse. So, yeah, give me a second. Pardon that, had to deal with storage. Yeah, it'll take a second for the storage icon to go away, so you're gonna have to just deal with it. But, yeah. You can guess who's causing the apocalypse, but they are only capable of holding the form for a minute, since it's extremely taxing on them, specifically Suki and... Tayo. Tayo and Suki to hold the form, with Deku draining them of everything that makes them, well, breathe. That makes them live, so, yeah. They have tried multiple times to escape. The only reason Deku was even with Overhaul was, in the first place, was because, when he was essentially a newborn baby, Overhaul just sort of did a bit of, this is mine now. I made him sign a contract. Don't worry, Overhaul didn't actually make Deku sign a contract. He just, did an overhaul and decided to do a bit of child kidnapping. But, yes. Right around the time that, Eri comes into the play, I'll say that's when they're 13. Oh, 12. No, 13. Deku be looking like this. He can make himself look like this. And is in general very scary, since he can use this to suck your life out. Actually, all of this. So, yeah. Deku and Suki and Tayo, still getting used to the words, which I just learned the existence of 5 minutes ago. Thank you, Google. But, yes. Deku is the first one to interact with her. Give me a second. I just thought of something. Eri's like 6 in the show, so yeah, that wouldn't work out since Overhaul got her when she was a baby, since she had her quirk from birth, and I feel like shout out Todoroki. In case you're wondering why I made that joke, he's a conspiracy theorist. P.S. A video like that's coming out soon. So, yeah, they get Yuri when she's a baby, right around the time that they are 8 or 9. I don't feel like doing the math, okay? 9, when they're 9, because if they were 10, and then we start off the show's canon, which is 16, she would have been 5 then. What? Yeah, now I'm just confusing myself more, so I'm not gonna try and get into it. Let's just say if she's a bit older or a bit younger. They end up receiving Eerie and are tasked with watching her as she grows. So, about one very odd form of political issues later, and they are staging a breakout again. So, except this time Deku has fused fully with everyone, including Eerie. This means they have about a 25% power boost. So, whilst they are taking off again, they end up, well, being shot down by mortar shells. Deku absorbs the heat, but not the impact, so. News of this does get out, though, of a large creature similar in size and some power to that of the long-lost hero, Solar Flare. Or I'm gonna say it was third hero at the time because of his flashy quirk and the fact that he always did press conferences and was more than happy to sign stuff. So it was about third or fourth, so naturally this new story would be big. So there's a bit of a dilemma surrounding the creature. So we end up at the Yakuza attack. I know, very big time skip. As everyone's just about. No, just before that, when Eerie runs away, that feels more safe. There's about 3 people running behind her. This thing. This, but less flashy. This, but a lot less flashy. I say you could say this, but with a shorter dress, with a smaller dress. Why am I circling there? It should be the face. What's wrong with me? Yes, but with a smaller dress, not quite so ridiculous. So, they are attempting one of their usual breakouts. They end up coming across Mirio as, well, Deku immediately is like, danger! Shit! Danger! And he, well, makes a sword arm. How? Do you think this thing cannot change its body? This thing is made from a pitch black light absorbing quark. It should be able to make a sword arm. You know, it should be able to alter its body. So he makes a sword arm like, I will cut you. I will cut you. And you, weird blonde next to him, I will cut you. Chill, dude. I will cut you. What did I do? Look, look, Suki, chill. He is, he's not upright. We both know he's not quite so, well, he's not all there in the head, if you get what I mean. I will cut that wall. Yeah. Now let's get back to running, they would say, as all of them would proceed to sprint away, only to be met with spikes. Knuckles. They don't want to swear in front of the child. Apologies for my, kids. They like to sneak out sometimes. Overhaul would say, like, calm, follow me. Deku is still very concerned with Mirio and the blonde Bakugo. And he does that weird eye thing where he puts his fingers up against his eyes and puts it up against theirs. But he literally shoves his fingers in his own eyes when he does that, which freaks them out. Now we cut to the Yakuza attack. Now, right in the middle of it, a large pillar of light spikes from the earth, as well. This abomination can be seen sprouting wings and its tail wagging. it would begin charging up a solar plume. As it would do this, it would proceed to fire at numerous cops and heroes, while burning and scorching and destroying everything in its path. As it would take off, attempting to flee the battlefield, once again almost getting shot down by heroes this time, forcing it to turn around, stare them down, and Exodia obliterate them all. The creature would, oddly enough, have, well, a little nub on its head. That's just a little design tidbit I'm adding so you know Eerie is in the mix. Little nub. Like it has an extra one of these spikes, I guess. An extra one on the nose. That's how you know Eerie's in there. Hehe, neat. Also, kind of scary. But yes, this creature would also fire at any Yakuza member it sees, laying waste to everything in its path. One red-haired spiky dude would say, "Holy shit, is that solar flare?" Who? My goodness. Momo, you don't know who solar flare is? No? Who's the number one fourth hero? He died to Overhaul. Looks like he's back from the dead, though. This word, solar flare, would proceed to trigger Deku and make him fire at Kirishima. It's either that or he's like some kind of... Todoroki would walk in with what appears to be a whiteboard. Where did you get that? Doesn't matter, I used ice. That doesn't make sense, it's a plastic whiteboard. Yeah, I know. You would pull a crayon out and a Cokie and say, "Yeah, I've been on this case for years." You would say, spinning the whiteboard over, revealing a bunch of conspiracy blabble. So my main theory here is that the former hero Solar Flare had a secret love child with a member of the Yakuza, which is why he's here. And said secret love child is actually a combination between 3 to 4 different people with highly unique quirks, one being what appears to be a creature made out of black quartz, whatever you want to call it, that is able to absorb light. I know this because the telekinetic hero, I think I called her psychic, was stabbed by what appears to be a piece of black quartz, and multiple other heroes were as well, the quartz getting bigger each time, seemingly piecing itself back together until we get Solar Flare's secret love child, he would say, circling a very blurry photo. Any more questions? Yes. Run! I don't understand how that's a Oh, shit! A plume of fire would come along, blowing up everything except for the whiteboard, as they both realize they're still in a battle. Bullets are fired, well, going through the glowy bits, and, going through the glowy bits, but then falling limp because they had all their energy drained, including kinetic, and some bullets would hit the gold bits, fall limp because, well, they couldn't pierce the armor, and they also had all their heat drained. The glowy bits drain the kinetic energy and the heat. The gold bits just absorb the heat. I know this is a lot. But yes, Deku, well, ultimate necrozma would begin charging up another blast, as he would proceed to realize, "Oh shit, we be out of time." As about an hour had passed, since at the time they first tried it, it was about a minute they could go for, but since they've been repeatedly using this form to try and escape, it's built up to an hour. Plus Eerie adds a 25% power boost, And 25 minutes, I'll say, because she has to constantly use her quirk in order to keep herself alive, because, Overhaul's tearing her to shreds. So, yeah. An hour and 25 minutes. The thing would begin breaking apart and falling down, revealing 4 kids. Shit. I told you we should have kept flying. Oh, come on. You know that we couldn't have made it. Yes, I think we could have. Can you two shut up? We're busy being watched. Ugh. Okay. Who wants to die? The quartz creature would say, jumping onto the nearest hero, which I'll say had a fire-based quirk, which allowed their body to be constantly on fire. The hero would, gain a pale complexion and, aspects of this, and his fire would, extinguish. Oh, yes. I don't like how you said that. Agreed. Oh, shut up. The hero creature hybrid would say, creating fire in its hand and then firing it out, and creating a blast comparable to Dobby, except with a golden glow. Why do I have to always do all the heavy lifting? Excuse me, you're not the one who's being drained. Have to agree with... Shit. Give me a second. I have to agree with Tayo. Fine. I got some energy to spare. Anyone want it? Yes, please. Deku would place his large hand on Tayo's head, transferring energy to her. I just looked the word up again. If I was saying something other than Tayo, I am sorry. I may have offended some people by doing that, because, internet. But, yes, it's Tayo. Remember, Tayo. He would place his hand on Tayo's head, and, a few bruises she got from falling that height would disappear. Suki would say, "Please?" Fine. Deku would do the same with Suki, and then Eri, because small child, except refusing with Eri since he didn't want anyone taking her, because Overhaul would have his head mounted on a spike for that. Okay. Tayo and Suki would become Sogalio and New Lana, and proceed to begin scorching everyone. Suki would begin draining everyone of their stamina, kind of like Deku, and Tayo would begin burning everyone, kind of like Deku. Oh my goodness, I just realized how... Interesting. Necrozma kind of shares elements from both, Sogalio and New Lana, since New Lana can learn a lot of leech moves, and Sogalio is famous for burning crap, so, yeah. So they would begin the hack and slash, with Deku jumping from person to person like Venom before he met Eddie Brock in the movie. Todoroki would walk out being like, "Hi, how are you?" and shake Deku's hand. Okay, I was super right about the secret love child thing, huh? He would walk away fetching the board again and showing him this large, intricate conspiracy. Deku would just say, "I don't know who my father is or how I was birthed," so he would raise both of his thumbs up. Possible? Deku would say defusing with the person, accidentally defusing with Eri. Oh shit. I was right about the 3 to 4 thing. It was 4. Yes, I knew counting in that extra number was good. Okay, I'm just gonna leave you do you,